Good morning, bro. I think this is going to be quite insightful for you. So I want you to focus. Stop looking at your suggested videos, comments, whatever. Focus. I love the self-improvement space. I think you would have noticed that from just knowing me, from my past few videos, or just if you know me as a person. I love the self-improvement space. Because that's what got me kick-started on my journey to become a man. My starting the process into becoming the father that I want to be, into becoming the man that I would be seen by the eyes of my peers. But I just wish I was told sooner. I wish I was told at the start of my process that I just needed to get the work done. That I didn't need all these productivity hacks. I didn't need all these morning routines, all this meditation. What I needed was to sit down and unfuck the life that I had. I remember I was 14 years old. I was still going to secondary school. I was in year 8. I think grade 9 or something in America. Around that age range. And I was overweight. I was bullied by the other kids because I wasn't able to run with them. I wasn't able to play sports with them. I was the last person picked when it came to choosing teams every time we had PE lessons. You see, that's a big weight to put on a 14-year-old child. Now the thing is, I didn't go and search for self-improvement routines. I didn't go search for the meditation routine that would increase my productivity, or the top 10 productivity hacks that was really going to boost my energy or my mental clarity. I didn't need any of that. Yeah, my mental health was in a bad state. My parents still beat me. I was getting bad grades and I was getting bullied in school. But I didn't need all these meditation productivity hacks to actually get myself kick-started. Guess what I did? I downloaded a fitness app and I started doing the work. The things that would actually put me towards my goal. And I will remember that kind of period in my life from year 3 till about year 9, year 10, where I was just bullied for being overweight. I wasn't accepted by anyone, and I tried so hard to be accepted by everyone around me. You see, I have nothing against the entire positivity, self-improvement, meditation side of this entire space. I have nothing against it because they're so useful, so beneficial to our mental state and health. But the problem arises, right, when we end up doing the productive habits, the good habits, and ignore the problems that are right in front of us, that are looming over us, that are towering over us, because we need to do our 10-minute meditation routine. And we just forget about the things that are important, the things that actually need to be dealt with. And I think that's the problem that happens when we get so obsessed with following the self-improvement habits, the productivity tips, the stop procrastination, this, and this, that we don't even think to sit, okay, what is it that I need to do? And then work towards those. It's like we need to set goals, set this kind of goal, and everyone's looking at monetary goals. I want to make 10,000 a month here, I want to make 1,000 a month here. It's like, solve the fucking problems that you have right in front of you. It could be the simple shit, like you can't even give your homework on time. How do you think that you're going to be able to make 10,000 a month? And yeah, school isn't that important. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like, it's the sentiment. If you can't give in your homework on time, how do you think you'll be able to organize anything? You can't go to the gym. You can't stay consistent. You can't do all these basic things to keep your health up, to keep your productivity, organization up. How do you think you're going to achieve these other goals? Like, genuinely ask yourself that question, because doing all these meditation, productivity hacks, where it's like, oh, I'm going to journal and gratitude journal and all this, yeah, they're great, but it's not going to help you towards what you're trying to do. What's going to help you to do what you're trying to do is sitting down and actually writing out and doing the work. Like, I have this to do, I have this to do, I have this to do. What will it take for me to get to this thing? These are the things that are weighing me down. These are the things that are making me anxious. These are the things that are making me depressed. It's like, these are the things that you need to deal with first, before you start doing all these niche little productivity hacks. Solve your fucking big issues first. It's crazy how people just want to fucking focus on the micro when they haven't even solved the fucking macro. Because if you start doing the micro and you haven't solved the macro will just overwhelm the micro, and the micro will have no benefits. The point of the micro is supposed to add on top of your macro improvement. Do you see where I'm coming from with this? It may seem like that I'm shitting on the entire self-improvement space, like it's bad and it's so horrible, you need to do the work. Like, no, not at all. And I wouldn't say that, because this is what got me into doing the work. This is what got me started. So I wouldn't shit on something like this. But what I think's happened now is that the bad habits that you used to have, like jacking off or playing video games, you've now replaced them with good habits. Which is a good thing, right? But you now use them to drag your mind away from the things that actually need to be solved, to whatever that you're doing, the good habits. You guys may have heard, if you're watching this right now, I'm sure you know of Hamza. You may have heard of the brain points kind of system he has. And I think it's really amazing. It's a really good thing to kind of sort out what kind of things that you do in your day, and sort out or organize your productivity. So if you think about it like that, and then you look at all these niche things in the self-improvement space, such as productivity hacks, or meditation hacks, or dopamine hacks, it's like, those things take up brain points, I hope you realize. And then you have less brain points to put towards the things that you actually need to do to sort your life out. So if you kept more brain points to actually do the work, and then any brain points you had left, instead of jacking off, watching porn, you then read a book, you then meditate, you then gratitude journal. This isn't a video to shit on the self-improvement space. This is a video to tell you that you shouldn't use the good habits to drag your attention away from the things that really matter, and the things that if you stop focus on will just crush your life to pieces. And bro, I know you're watching this right now and you're thinking that I'm talking to someone else. No man, I'm talking to you. Okay, I'm genuinely talking to you straight up, which is why I'm looking at you right now. See, what you do is, you do the good habits, and you look to the good habits, instead of doing the big tasks that are going to require effort that are right in front of you. You say to yourself, oh, so before I do my big task, I gotta do my 10-minute Jordan Peterson Atomic Habits deep work, mind clearing meditation routine, and then you get stuck. Fuck's sake. Can't believe I wrote that in my fucking script as a fucking rant about this shit. And you get stuck in this low level of productivity, and this spiral of doing the same things again and again and actually not moving forward. So you actually end up becoming less productive doing the productivity hacks. Well, the productivity hacks. The reason I say all of this is because I was there. I was doing all the bad habits. I was playing video games. I was jacking off every day. I was fapping every day, man. You know how wild that is? Every day. You know, the addiction that I had to fapping was actually fucking wild. I would skip swimming lessons for that kind of shit. I would tell my mom I was ill and stay home just to fap. That's insane. Brute force, hard work, stop doing the shit. And before I did that, before I was like, fuck fapping, and started doing meditation, I focused on doing the things that were important first. Because what I noticed was that if I didn't focus on doing the things that were important first, if I didn't take off the stress and the anxiety of the things that are important, I ended up relieving myself through fapping. I ended up going back to the bad habits anyways. And any good habits that I did have, I ended up going back to them as a way to say, oh, I was productive today, man, but I didn't actually do any fucking work. So I was just stuck in this constant circular spiral of, oh, productivity, instead of going up and actually doing the things that's going to make me a man, make me the father that I want to be, and then change everyone's views of me as a person. And I couldn't do those things because I thought I was being productive by just going in fucking circles. And no, I'm not saying that you're exactly like me. And I'm not saying that you're doing the things that I did. It's more of an awareness thing, that you need to know that this is a possible route that you can go down. This is something that could happen to you. And you could waste months of your time just going in circles and circles and circles. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to actually improve, and I want you to actually push forward. And the way that you do that is to stop focusing so much on the micro and focus on the macro, on what's actually weighing your life down. You see, when I discovered the self-improvement community, I was lost. And when I found them, they told me the good habits that I needed to do. Well, not what I needed to do. What the self-improvement community thought I needed to do. You see? You see where I'm coming from with this? Is that as much as we tell everyone to think individually and have their own mind when it comes to these things and to control their mental clarity, control their mind, we're actually being controlled by the self-improvement community. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like, it's much better for someone to be controlled by the self-improvement community than it is to be controlled by their bad habits and to be in the red pill, black pill area. But then once you get a bit more into self-improvement, then you realize that this is another obstacle you have to tackle. And that if you want to push forward and you want to skyrocket your self-improvement journey, you have to think individually. You have to think innovatively for yourself, not for other people. You shouldn't be listening to what everyone else is doing. And as much as this is what my channel is about, it's me presenting you my experiences and my advice based on it. So if you are something like me in a similar situation to me, then you can use that advice. And I can tell you, this is what it felt like. This is what the temperature in the room was like. This is what I felt in my stomach when this was happening. So that if it comes to you and you haven't experienced that before, you can be like, oh, he said that. And these were the things that he said would happen if this was happening. So that means this probably might be happening. And then it gives you a sense of awareness and a sense of feeling or bias towards something that might be happening. And it can help you avoid the mistakes that I made when it came to that situation. And I think that's really important. It's just spreading awareness and making you a bit more educated or knowledgeable in the things that can come to you, the things that can affect you. From the route that this video is taking, you're probably going to think that I'm saying all these self-improvement, productivity hacks and meditation is useless. But no, that's not what I'm saying, because if they were useless, I wouldn't talk about them on this channel. I wouldn't talk about them in other videos. They are useful, they're very helpful. But they're helpful once you fix the big things that are weighing you down. So just do the work, man. Just sit down and do the work. The point of this video is to make you aware, to give you some value and insight into the path that you could go down or the path that you are going down. So you see, if you've just started self-improvement, you've clicked on this video and you're thinking about getting the work done, great, lovely, this is amazing, this is a good start. But I want you to think individually. I don't want you to go to all these YouTubers, to me, and start saying, oh, he did that, so I should do all these things as well. All these productivity hacks, all these meditation insights, information is good, which is why I talk about them. Because if there's people who are just a little bit more advanced in their self-improvement, they can use it. But if you are just kickstarting, if you are just starting on your self-improvement journey, do the hard work. Do the massive things. Because I know what it's like. I'm not this all hard-working, productive guy before I went on to self-improvement, or even at the start of my self-improvement journey. I wasn't this hard-working, productive guy. I was lazy. So I was looking for a way out where I could feel better about myself for avoiding the work that was in front of me. And I don't want you to be like that, because it's not nice and it's not fulfilling. So you need to avoid that. So if you have just started, do the work. And if you've gone down the path that I went down, I hope you reconsider. Because you need to go back on yourself, and you need to start on the basics, the things that are massive, the things that are weighing you down. I find it really important for me to talk about these things because that's where I was. That's where I started. And it's not a good place to be. So I'm just giving advice to you, considering that if you have just started, you don't make the same mistakes that I did, and you don't get stuck in this spiral of constant productivity, mental edging, where you don't make progress. Because I want you to make progress. And then this is how you do it. So go get it, man. Honestly.